Okay, so I just got back from seeing Bugonia, which is a flower. I didn't know that, to be honest. Um, I didn't know anything about this movie going in. I know it's made by the like Jorge something. I know he makes weird movies. That's pretty much it. I never watched any trailers. Didn't really know what to expect at all. Um, you get this movie's a slow burn. It really is. Um, so I could see that affecting a lot of people. Not liking it. I can understand that. I think I'll give it a rating later, but it's enjoyable. The thing that really holds the whole movie together is the performances with Emma Stone and Jesse Plemons. Every time they're on screen together, specifically in a scene together, it's show stealing. But it's like almost it's not everything, but it's like a lot of stuff that's else in the movie just builds upon it not being as good as it could. I think there's a lot of padding in the movie, um, the things that don't really need to be shown, or I don't know, just the pacing. It's a really slow burn, but there is the good payoff of when you see those scenes with Jesse and Emma. They're phenomenal. Um, Emma Stone and Jesse Plemons go all out. I mean, I love Jesse Plemons, Emma Stone. They're great. Um, so I don't know. I don't even know if it's like a spoiler because I never watched the trailer, but I guess it's like a I don't want to go into that because it's not really because it's kind of a slow burn if you don't see it. But again, the cinematography in the movie is very good. I think they used 4:3, so you get to see a lot more, and they use a lot of that. The shots are amazing. It looks great. It's just a lot of looking at just the frame, of just almost nothing sometimes. So that was my complaint, really. Um, Not like art house levels of just like looking at the same object. Things are actually happening, but I don't know. It's just really slow burn, and it's only an hour and 58 minutes. So it's like, come on, this it's pacing in movies is very weird. But surprise performance. Stavros Halkias, the comedian, shows up out of nowhere. I was like, what? I didn't know he was like an actor. So that was really funny. He played the cop. That was fun. It was weird seeing him. But I'm unsure the actor who plays Jesse Plemons' brother, but he was really good too. Um, they're both crazy. It's pretty good. I'm trying to think what else. Oh, the music, very weird, but worked very well. It was not like horror machine music, but very bombastic with like, just normal everyday things, and then, weirder stuff happens. But like very, I don't even know. It's like Wrath of Man combination with the Hilder soundtrack from Joker, if you've ever seen those movies. But it was very cool. I'm probably actually gonna go look up on Spotify, the tracks because some of them were really cool. And some of like the editing of the title cards were really neat, which I really liked. But I mean, it's pretty hokey movie, but it's pretty easy plot to follow. Um, there's some surprises in there, but you know you'll like the movie if you like Jesse Plemons and Emma Stone, which is literally the only reason why I went and saw it. Um, but yeah, there's like, I mean, you could probably in the spoiler. There's some metaphors or analogies, I guess, in this movie most likely, which are pretty good about things happening in the world. So that was interesting take on it. And rabbit holes and the dangers of Reddit. It's pretty much what you could call this movie. It's pretty much Reddit the movie, specifically with Jesse Plemons' character, which is very fun to see because people are crazy nowadays. They're freaking crazy. So this movie follows some crazy rabbit hole stuff, which is hilarious to see. Um, so yeah, I was surprised. I know I saw it on a value day, but there was a lot of people in my theater. It was like almost full. I was kind of surprised. I didn't think anyone was going to see it, so that's good. I don't know what the budget for the movie was, but I mean, I guess that's a good sign. I know it's a value day, but I don't know. In the theater, there were, I think the guy next to me fell asleep, and then someone in front of me also fell asleep. So that's not. What are you gonna do? I'm not gonna lie. I've been there when I saw the Orient Express like six like oh god like five years ago. That movie was rough, but yeah, no. If you like, it's like like I guess you could call this semi mystery thriller, maybe. I don't A thriller more apt, but no, it's pretty enjoyable. I don't think it's the best thing ever, but I liked it. I didn't, I felt like I wasn't like out of my money or anything like that. It was worth a watch. Would I watch it again? Probably not. I was debating on this in the car. I was, movie started. I was hovering around probably like a 5, 6 maybe. I don't know. And I like the performances. I really do. I just some of the parts just kind of bore me. It's just like I felt like the movie could have been a little tighter. So I don't know. I'd give it a 5. I'd give it a 5 straight up medium mic. That's what I'd give it. I'm working on my uniform scale. I'm gonna have a separate video for that because I think it'd just be funny. But a 5 out of 10, average movie. Nothing really special there. There's a few things that work in its favor, but I feel like a lot of everything else drags it down. But again, it's worth a watch. It's nothing special. It's nothing horrible. It's just a decent movie. 5 out of 10. So now going into some spoilers. So the movie, it takes like 20 minutes maybe. You can figure it out if you're not like on the internet all the time, faster than that. But it's about this guy and his brother, which they're flat earthers, they're conspiracy theorists. They even make the joke in the movie that's really funny. He's like, I tried alt right, I tried all the far left, I tried all of them. I just took a bite out of them all. That was funny. Some of the dialogue was really funny in it. But this guy is hell-bent on thinking that the world there's in these invaders from the Andromeda galaxy, the Andromedons or whatever they're called. So it was pretty hokey, but it was pretty funny. And we see that there's a lot of mystery shrouded in what he's doing, but they're preparing to do something. They're getting masks. They're preparing. They chemically castrate themselves, which I thought was pretty funny, but it just shows you how far down the rabbit hole these fellows are. And the whole time, who's the main brother? Teddy, who's Jesse Plemons, is taking advantage of his brother, or no, sorry, his cousin, taking advantage of him the whole time. Pretty abusive. You can tell that Teddy had an abusive past. It doesn't really delve that much into it. There's like some back and forth, but like his mom and his dad doesn't talk to him, or something happened. But his mom was a heavy conspiracy theorist with a lot of that stuff that happened, and we'll see all those connections, come to fruition later on why everything's happening. But we find out that they are going to kidnap Emma Stone's character. She gets her own little chapter in the movie of like explaining she's like this big CEO at this company named like Oxathon, something weird. It's pretty much Amazon is what it looked like, an Amazon pharmaceutical company, I guess. So with that, they do end up kidnapping her, and a lot of stuff happens. She wakes up. We see all the weird Reddit stuff happening when they kidnap her. They shave her head because apparently she's an alien, which we find out later, which I kind of spoilers, I guess. What are you gonna do? But so they cover her in lotion, to make sure she can't communicate with the aliens, and like you're just like, what is happening? So they're doing a bunch of weird alien stuff. And just the movie is just the back and forth of like her trying to escape, her trying to do this, them talking. Are you an alien? Are you not an alien? Which are some really funny performances with Jesse Plemons and Emma Stone and the brother. So they do a very good job of, I'm gonna kill you, or I'm not an alien. That's the best parts of the movie. There is when they're talking. Are you an alien? Are you not an alien? That's my favorite parts of the movie. But eventually it gets to a point where we learn that there's a connection here with these rabbit holes and stuff. That the girl, Emma Stone, is the CEO of the company that got his mom sick. So you see the mental stuff going on with Teddy, how he fell down that rabbit hole with his mom dying, and now he's blaming the CEO for all these bad things that are happening to him and the world, like bees going away and all the doom and gloom stuff. So he's hell-bent on getting rid of all these aliens, going to their mothership, striking a deal with them, figuring out all this weird stuff. So I'm glancing over a lot of stuff, but eventually we get to the part where it's pretty much over. All this stuff is happening. The brother ends up shooting himself in the head because he kind of just can't deal with it, and Emma Stone's kind of manipulating him. And she's kind of like going back and forth with like, I am the alien, I'm not the alien. So it's like, but throughout the movie, you can, assume she's not. She's just a normal human. There's no really things that they show. So some more stuff happens, more drama with all of them, and then eventually, we get to the point where Jesse Plemons and Emma Stone, they go to her work office where she says that's like the teleporter. That's how we get to the ship that we're looking for. During the lunar eclipse. And during the lunar eclipse, they do like a big flash of like the flat earth on the screen. I think it's really funny. But we see that, and you think that her closet is the teleporter, which is what she's telling him. And we find out this dude has a bomb strapped to his chest. This dude's ready to go. And so we see, she puts him in the closet and then tries to like get out, and sees all what happens, but then the bomb explodes and he's dead. Assuming is just some jerry-rigged explosive, that it was an accident, but that's pretty much what we see. And then she's freed. We won. Girl won. Go to the ambulance. She gets out. She gets out of the ambulance, and you're like, oh, okay, I see here. I kind of thought this is what they were going to do in the beginning of the movie, but they do some like fake outs where it's like, okay, has you guessing. If it has you guessing, they did its job. But she turns out to be the alien. She goes back in the closet, does the code, teleports away to this really hokey looking hair world or whatever. But, turns out the dude was right. He was looking for aliens. He was killing people, looking for them. Dude was right. And what we see, she goes to like the Council of Ricks and all there, and she's like, humans messed up, man. Sorry. And she like just pokes the atmosphere, and then like everybody's dead. So I don't know how it really works. I mean, I don't know. I'm not. You poke the atmosphere, and assuming all that bad stuff happens, but like, or I don't know, because like the humans were all dead, but the animals were alive. I don't know how that works. So. Maybe I missed something, but I thought that was a little confusing. But then it goes through like, I think that's where the movie kind of goes into its, analogies for, you can kind of go different ways. You could do global warming, you could do the stuff with the bees, you could do political climate of the world, showing like literally all facets of life, from every religion to every occupation, everyone's dead. So I don't know, there's probably a lot to discuss there in some giant video essay that I'm sure I'll probably watch eventually from somebody. But I liked it again, but nothing really special. I've again still 5 out of 10, medium mic. That's what I'd give it. So remember, if you have any movie recommendations, please put them down in the comments. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one, which will most likely be Now You See Me